We came out here to have an evening of adventure. I love the adventure of story and the adventure of song. And what we're going to do now is we're going to also counter a little idea that seems to float around. Because it seems that somehow somebody got the idea that black folks didn't know anything about nature. That, you know, everybody's living in a food desert and nobody ever really saw a tree. The important thing for us to know is that just because we don't have, or we didn't, where I was, have a lot of that, it's not that it wasn't in the community consciousness. And it is a community consciousness that is very, very old, which I hope we will see tonight. And the expression of a community often comes out in its cultural production. In fact, that's my work. I look at cultural production to understand what people who were largely not writing, or at least not letting you know they could write, what they were thinking, saying, and doing. And the awareness of the natural world, not just an awareness of the natural world, but a relationship with the natural world that facilitated relationships and still does, which we will see in just a moment. We'll see how spirituality and the natural world coincide, how relationships between people who are in loving relationship with each other, how those coincide. And we'll also see, one of the things that I discovered, because this was a time of discovery for me, I knew a little something, but I didn't know as much as I'm thinking about now. So it's opened a door for me, the river. We're gonna hear about the river. Wash me down, cleanse my soul. What happens in the natural running waters is really important in Black tradition and culture and history. We're going to start in the 20th century, and then we're going to go back as far as the 19th century, which isn't really that far, you know. For a historian like me, I feel like I'm almost, you know, like getting jiggy with it when I make it to 1900. But we're going to go back into the 1800s to enslaved communities after the market revolution. That was a very different kind of slavery. Nasty. The nasty stories we know come from that. And these songs are going to show us what people knew, or some of what they knew. And then we're going to come back up into the 20th and 21st century. The way we look at those times, the way we think about those times, and the way we think about each other through the poetry that we will look at the end. Okay? So let me introduce, before we start, this is Maestro Maceo Kemp. Yeah. And this is, I wish I had a word for bassist and string impresario, maybe. Russ Rogers. And holding up the bottom with the multiple percussion instrument is James Anderson. Okay. So I think that it's very possible that you will recognize some of these if you want to hum. We do not have, this is not a proscenium. I don't really like a proscenium. I like more of an African diasporic aesthetic, which is consider that we're all in a circle and that you are going to take active witness. And active witness means you tap your toe. We are not here for a master class, my dear. You're going to tap your toe. You might shake a little tail feather. And if something gets to you, you might even find yourself jumping up. Don't worry, we won't tell anybody. Okay? Okay. Can conceive the nucleus of all, inside a tiny seed, and what we see as insignificant provides the purest air we breathe. But who am I to doubt and question the inevitable thing? For these are just a few discoveries we find inside the secret life of plants. A species smaller than your eye can see, or larger than most living things, and what we think as insignificant provides us shelter, food, habiliment. But who am I to doubt or question the inevitable being? For these are just a few discoveries we find inside the secret life of plants. But what do they give us? We give them in return a stump, a cut, a burn. And where would we be without? We would not. And some say antennas are their leaves that reach beyond our galaxy, and who they are and evermore will be the answer to mediocrity. But who am I to doubt or question the inevitable being? But these are just a few discoveries we find inside the secret life of plants. Now, some of you may remember, at the same time that Stevie came out with this for a documentary on the secret life of plants, and wrote a whole soundtrack for it. Marvin Gaye was trying to get together with this song. And from what I hear, and you're going to hear a lot of scat tonight, people, God made scat for a reason. For the same reason he made head tops. It ain't always ready. Okay? So, but if you remember this, and you've got words that I don't have, I want to hear them. I want to hear them. I want to hear them. Mercy, mercy, mercy me. The fish are filled with mercury. We can't eat what's in the sea. What we gonna do? I don't know, I don't know. Oh, mercy, 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 mercy me. Dang. Wow. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so this next one, there were times when I was thinking, this could be the Marvin Gaye show. Marvin Gaye had such an incredible depth of understanding. And he had the ears and the interest of a whole generation in this country. And so he used that to let people know the things that were of interest, the things that were important. And Mercy, Mercy Me was one of those. The environment, in the paragraph, in the parenthesis, it says, the ecology. We need to know about the ecology. And so a whole generation of us grew up thinking about the ecology in the midst of the places where they said we didn't know anything about what was about the natural world. Knew a whole heck of a lot, enough to know what we didn't have access to. And so, but Marvin Gaye also, and Tammi Terrell gave us this song, which I thought was all so interesting because they are so clearly in love in this video, in this movie, in this film. And the thing is, you know, I let you go and now you're free, but you can always count on me. So, okay, so. So what you said, you know. Okay, so. Woo! They didn't take this away when I got that PhD. I guess that's the soprano. I know that's the soprano section. Mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. Oh, where did the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows.